Hello there, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition on Dante Must Die difficulty. Excuse me, this is mission 15 of 20, and this is a stage that has two blitzes. They're pretty much bookending the chapter, although the boss truly bookends the chapter, but the second blitz, I think the more open the environment, the easier it is to deal with these enemies. This is a fine location to deal with this guy. And what you're seeing here is just the result of many trials and errors. Because to me, like when I defeat a blitz, like it's either really good or it's just, I died, but I died so badly that, I think to myself, like, am I even any good at this game? Because I don't feel like it whatsoever. On the other hand, when I do really well, like one of these types of takes, or maybe it wasn't this one, but you feel like you're on top of the world. It's that kind of disparity that it really has you questioning and scratching your head, and the real answer is this character is really just not equipped to deal with this enemy. She truly isn't. And it's ironic because they both are lightning wielders in essence. So as I mentioned before, you are going to start out with a little devil trigger, so you probably you see the guns, if the guns accrue devil trigger, it's such a minuscule amount that I can't even tell, because it's such a threadbare amount that you're getting back. Like, not getting back, excuse me, but that you're accruing. I don't even think you get devil trigger with the gun. And since you can't melee with this guy and accrue devil trigger that way, you're kind of stuck, You have to do really nice evades, get those going for you, those table hopper evades. I think those would give you devil trigger. But that is a difficult fight for sure, and there's going to be an even harder one at the end of the chapter, just because there's usually a couple of scarecrows sticking around on that particular fight. And interestingly, Trish cannot interact with the Grim Grip points, and if you need to get up there to get the orbs, you'll have to use some kind of an attack that will give you more height. I don't know which ones those are, because I'm just not out to get the orbs. This is not a rank run. This is a beginner's guide. So a free room right there. You can actually, I should have saved all those things for afterwards. But this room always has Alto Angelos, so it should be no surprise to see a couple of these guys hanging around. That's so helpful, that move right there. If you don't know what I'm doing, I'm throwing the round trip with the Sparta attack, and then I'm using the knuckle, the bare hands knuckling move, whatever the fuck it is. God damn it, I don't know what that is. But I do know the input. It's right bumper plus in the direction of the enemy plus B. Although it will be Y for you if you retain the default settings, because as I've mentioned before, I invert them or swap them. So I think I have a little bit of free time to talk, and I hope everybody's enjoying the guide. Usually the projects that I repeat, they have a tendency for people to drift off and be less inclined to watch and be less interested. But I don't consider this one a repeat. Yes, it's the same game, but it's different characters, and that is enough for this game, because these are brand new characters and people are actually asking me to do this. If you're wondering why everything is smashed in that particular room, it's because I've already done this and I probably perished over here. But one of the subscribers that I have, Hazardous Echo, was being frank with me, and what he said didn't bother me in the least or upset me. But he said he was glad to see the Sniper Elite V2 video, even though it was, I think it's less than, isn't it like 7 minutes long? It's still something though. even though it has that dreadful audio quality for the commentary. But he was just mentioning that some of the repeated projects. What was his words? I don't want to say something he didn't say, but he just said, I think his attention was stagnating or something like that, or he was just not enjoying the repeats or something along those lines. But it wasn't anything negative, because this guy is a great subscriber, is always positive. But I could sense a little, not negativity, but just candor, I guess is the right word. You know, you're trying to say something to me, but you don't want to be offensive to me, and you don't have to worry about that. You know, if you've been with this channel long enough, you can say what you like. I mean, you could say what you like even if you've been here one day. But I do realize that being tactful is very important in a medium where you can't hear what the person is saying, so you have to interpret what they're saying just via text. But okay, so I don't consider this a repeat. So I'm just gonna look at my playlists real quick on my phone, because it has them now on the YouTube app in chronological order. Okay, so let me look at the playlists. Okay, playlists, most recent. Okay, so what have I done recently? I'm doing the Devil May Cry 4 guide. I've got a playlist for Sniper Elite V2, but it's only one video in there because I haven't even done stage 2 yet. So the previous one was Max Payne 3. Obviously, I did cover that back in 2013. Before that, we had Batman Arkham City. That was a new one. And then before that was Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition Virgil. So that, again, that's new. And then God of War 3 Remastered. I would consider that a repeat for sure. And then before that, it's telling me Batman Arkham Asylum. But that must be out of order somehow. And then before that was Resident Evil 5, which is a new one. And then Resident Evil 4. So I'm kind of at a... Yeah, see, I'm not mad at Hazardous Echo. I'm just kind of wondering... and yet the God of War Ascension one too, but that was canceled, obviously. So yeah, that was a repeat. So I just don't understand. Honestly, I don't understand where you're coming from, man. You're saying that I have repeated projects. I do realize the God of War stuff, but just looking at the playlist, these are new. These have been new projects. You know, I realize Max Payne 3 was old, or done twice now. And even though I say that, I realize that I do repeat guides. You know, I've done Ninja Gaiden 2 4 times, Ninja Gaiden 3 twice, 4 times if you want to count hard and Master Ninja difficulty. So I do, and I don't understand where you're coming from. So anyway, it's not the end of the world. Suffice to say, I do realize that I do repeats, and I basically said to him, well, I can only do guides for games when there's actually games, you know, that fulfill the criteria I have on my About page, namely that they're third-person action games or third-person shooters. And as much as I joke about that, I'm sorry to speak over this, by the way, but as much as I joke about that there's no games, I do realize that there are games, but I'm talking about games that are for me, you know, and I don't think that's selfish, because there's a lot of, like, most of the games, if you're a gamer who likes first person and third person, like open world, you get a lot. You guys get a lot of stuff, and I just don't get that much, and I feel kind of jilted. And like, even though my needs are kind of specific, like when you boil it down, it's just third person. It doesn't even have to be action. It can be like a war game. Well, that's action, you know, but some of these war games are actually quite contemplative. But, you know, and I realize Mad Max came out and that's third person, but I do not like open worlds, because usually they really aren't that challenging. and there's too much to do, and I don't like to think that what I'm playing is just to occupy me and pacify me, and I don't like to just be given a bunch of dull small tasks to do, because like, you guys don't think I, like, the people who made the game don't think I have, like, you guys think I'm bored or something. It's weird. Anyway, the golf swing. It's my favorite move that I've seen. I think my favorite move of everybody's now. It is BB, pause, and then like 5 more Bs. And she does that. So fucking cool. That is just so awesome. And of course, for you, it will probably be YY, and then pause. What it actually says, it's bare knuckles combo B, and it says YY tap Y. That's exactly what it says. So it's saying ambiguous. But this fight is just hellacious here. And it doesn't even matter if you have double trigger sometimes, because you'll end up wasting it at times. So as I've mentioned, use the gun with the double trigger here, and just try to use the Pandora. Do it really quickly. And when you don't see him for a while, it's because he's teleporting. But when he comes to, notice that you can do several of the Pandoras with impunity. Right there. So, like, these opportunities here, just be so grateful when this happens and capitalize on it like there's nothing left to do in the game but just destroy. Because if you don't destroy this guy, it's just going to drag on and on. He has so much HP, it's not even funny. You need to get him down to that last fourth so he'll expire. But that took me about 45 minutes. And don't be anywhere near him when he explodes, obviously. You will get killed if you don't have much life left. So this part I've sped up. And I was watching the Godfather Dictator's video for this chapter 15 yesterday, and he did it. And you could always tell if he's struggling because he starts the video in a very dejected way. And, one of those kind of a weary tones where he's just kind of sick and tired of repeating the commentary. I know the feeling completely. Black fucking screen. Oh, good. See, these black screens, they occur, but they don't translate to the actual video that I render. So here is the ugly fucking frog. Use the laser and take care of him in the best way possible. Okay, so here are his underlings. What do you do with these guys? I would say round trip and right bumper plus forward plus that, and then right bumper plus back plus that to do that attack, and just let them grab you. It takes away no damage, and you sacrifice just a bit of your double trigger. And just trust me, the more times you use a laser on this frog, the faster this is going to go. It's that way with every boss. And I try to attack his mouth area because I know his tongue is the weak area. But standing in front of his mouth is incredibly dangerous because you might see that mouth open and you get swallowed up. Okay, so I'm not sure the reason he came back that much quickly right there. It may be reflected in his life, though. Okay, so didn't get eaten there, fortunately. Also, if you're standing too close to where his legs are, he likes to try to trap you under his legs by... That was a nasty swipe right there. He's going to do that move right there. See, right as I come down over here somewhere, he's going to try to trap me under his legs. I think it's right over here. And doing a backflip right there saved me. So do that spin attack and the move, and just use the laser until he's dead. I mean, that's the bottom line. He's quite simple that way. And I think he says something stupid like, I don't want to die or something. Well, guess what? You don't get to live, bitch.